Hello and good morning here from Denmark. Um, First of all, I would like to say that there is actually a marathon going on outside close to my house or apartment, so you probably hear helicopters and maybe even some cheering, and I'm pretty sure it's not for me. Anyways, it's been a while since I made a video, and I still have my pan, and it's still working very well. Uh, I still make mistakes sometimes, and yeah, I'll try to learn on the way. So I had a bit of an accident, or some. I think I used the wrong oil or something like that, and that's what I'm reading up on at the moment. What oil should you use? And so far, I'm sticking with just vegetable oils in general. I bought an avocado oil, which is supposed to withstand high heat, and it even says so. In Danish, it says stands high temperature that makes it suitable for frying and deep frying as well, actually. But it's fairly expensive, so deep frying is definitely not gonna happen with this oil. But yeah, I use this, and I even re-season it, which you can do sometimes. You can, if you feel like it, and it becomes, you see some of the metal showing. I don't know if you can see it, but there's just a tiny bit of metal showing here, and it doesn't matter to me actually, because it's not about the looks of the pan. It's about the what it is, yeah. I don't know the word, but yeah, just how it matters how it fries food, how it makes food, how I can make food on it. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, okay, so this is already going too slow, but I actually tried to prepare, and don't worry, during this video I will speed up some processes, and I will explain to you why. So, I pre-cut everything. I usually don't do that. I'm not really those types. What I often do, which I'm not doing today, but what I often do is I heat up the pan first, just on low heat. Usually, just remember, always cook on lower heat than you're used to on your regular pans, because once this gets warm, it's warmer than a regular pan. So just heat it up slowly. Heat it up lower than you would, just like if it's medium high, I would do it on medium, and if it's high, I would do it on a medium high. I hope you understand what I mean. Heat it up slowly while you're doing all this. I didn't do this today because of this bacon. Bacon is actually a very good way to just put it on the pan cold and just let it heat up slowly and fry slowly, so the fat will deteriorate and melt down, and it will start frying itself in its own fat. So that's why today I'm not preheating the pan, because we're gonna do that with the bacon, and that is the process. That's gonna take some time. After that, I will put on the onions, fry them for a bit, then add a little bit of garlic, then I will add the eggs, and in the end, all the things together, the soft onions, the garlic, and of course the Gouda cheese. Today, because I'm making a luxurious version, I will also add truffle salsa. Now, if you don't know what this is, just try and find it. Mix it up with some mayo, or add it to bologna or eggs, or just, yeah. It has the craziest umami taste, and it's just the best thing that I ever discovered. Okay, so as I promised you, I will speed up the process when it's frying. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting on the bacon, just like this. Putting on the bacon, and I will heat it. And on my stove, because this is the bigger one of the different sizes on the stove, I will go up to about medium. Yeah, just about medium. Oh, you hear the cheering? Maybe you don't, but there's cheering, definitely cheering in the background. Just go to medium, and yeah, I will see how it turns out. If it looks like it needs some more frying, I will just turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so we'll go from that. I will not, and this is one of my goals when making these videos, not only just for cooking in general, but especially for showing how a carbon steel pan works from start to finish. Because often I see videos of people posting like a snippet of a video, like of their frying egg, for example, and they're making it slide around. I'm like, wait, are they cheating? Did they just place the egg? Did they scrape it loose before they made it slide around? So that's why I always like to show it from start to finish, just to show you that carbon steel is not fake. Carbon steel is actually very real, and once you get a good seasoning going, it's very versatile. Versatile was the word I was looking for before. Alright, so enjoy watching my bacon fry in a speed up process going from now. Oh, and we're just gonna slow down the speed again because I forgot to mention one thing, and I try to mention this in all my videos. So as I mentioned before, always remember to make sure that the pan is not heated up too high compared to what you're used to if you're switching over from regular pans. Always make sure that it's heated thoroughly, so don't just heat it up immediately and start putting stuff on it. It won't heat thoroughly the pan, and it could also warp your pan so it becomes slightly bended, and it's just not good. What I wanted to mention is that besides heating up the pan thoroughly and also not going as high as you're used to, take out the food as soon as you can. You have to change your habits in cooking, because cold stuff on a carbon steel pan will have a much higher risk of sticking to the bottom. Therefore, always crack the eggs early. Always take out the bacon early. If you're cooking meat, always take out the meat early. It will make the process much easier. So I already took out the eggs, and before these bacons are done, maybe in 10 minutes time, these eggs has come closer to our room temperature. And the same with the onions and stuff like that. Alright, speed it up again. Slow it down again just for a few seconds. So what I'm seeing here is that it looks like it's heating up pretty fast, actually a little bit faster than I'd like to, so I'll just turn it down a notch. And yeah, I don't know how to explain, but it's if it's clockwise, it's about 5 to 10 minutes. Just turn it down a little bit, especially if it starts popping like this. You don't really want that. So just make it slowly, and I don't know if you can see it, but if you're looking at the bacon right over here, it's bubbling, it's sizzling here. And it's starting to do that. That's what we're going after. Because that means that the heat is going straight through it, and it starts to break down the fat, so it starts caramelizing. And you can probably see here that all the oil is starting to come out, all the fats. And it's good for the pan, it's good for the bacon, it's good for me. Alright, speed it up again. bacon is done. There are probably a lot of people who will watch this. Well, I don't actually, not a lot of people will watch this, but some will watch this and think, wait, that's too much, or that's too little. Look, bacon is a preference thing. I like my bacon the way I like it, and no one tells me how to eat my bacon or cook it. That's mine. I'm gonna eat it. If you don't like it, make it your own way. All right. See, this is probably a little bit too much for my taste, but it's all right. And this is cut bacon. It often seems expensive because you get them in chunks, but if you look by the pound or the kilo in my case, because I'm in Denmark, it's often the same price or cheaper, and it's just much better quality, to be honest. Okay, so we reached the part where we're gonna put on the onions, and as you probably see by now, if you can hear it, there's something a little bit sticking to it, but you can do like this. You can just grate up the worst if you want to. I sometimes do that before the cleaning process. This won't scrape off if you're using a wooden spatula. This won't scrape off any of the seasoning, don't worry about that. It's just, actually right now it's just for the looks, but it makes it easier to clean afterwards. And I think I should show that once we're done. Anyways, now it's time for the onions. I like onions, so I cut out entirely like a fairly big sized red onion to fry. So in my experience, garlic never needs the same time on the pan as onions, so I will fry the onion first. And see, I can use the bacon fat for that. Alright, I think I will, no wait, actually, let me stop talking and let's just enjoy that sound. Turn down a little bit. All right, and now I will speed it up. In comes the garlic. My onions are a few minutes from being done, and I'm ready to turn it up just a tiny bit again. And I just want the garlic to be fried just a little bit. I can't tell you, yeah, the looks of it, of course, but you can also smell when the garlic is reaching that point where it's a little bit fried and it has that special sweet taste that it creates once it's fried. It smells like it tastes, basically, like fried garlic. I should say that this is not my regular. This is Sunday morning. Had a little bit to drink last night with some friends, so this is my hangover food. This is instead of buying some fast food or pizza or something like that. I spoil myself with this. It's not the most healthiest breakfast, but it's gonna do wonders for me today. And often when I make breakfast, even omelettes or scrambled eggs or all the things that you've seen egg-wise here, it's a lot faster process than this. But I actually like taking my time. Usually I'll just put on some music or a podcast and just take it easy, take it slowly, enjoy the whole process of it, enjoy the smells and the sounds and the looks. Smells good already. So I brought out a plate just to place the onions and the garlic while I'm gonna reach this final stage of my cooking video for today, which is the egg. I'm gonna make an omelette, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see if it sticks. For the sake of this long video, I will put up some marks to where you can jump to the different stages, because I know that I'm probably talking too much today, and it's taking too long for you to bother to watch this even. So this is it. Look at the onions. They're like look at the onions, but also look at the garlic. It's like golden white, golden brown, I don't know. And so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna place it on this plate over here. And as of the last minutes of cooking, or the last 5 minutes of cooking, it's been on medium low on mine. But you can't really just say, oh, it's at medium low, I will put mine on medium low. Every stove is different. Like my parents, they just had this induction stove, and that's a different thing. Seems good though, but I love the gas stoves. And luckily here in Copenhagen, they still deliver gas to all the apartment complexes here. So it's not even a bottle; it's just directly pulled from the building itself. All right. Let me do this right. Do you hear it? You still hear the pan has some rough surface to it by now, but it's thoroughly heated. It's thoroughly heated. And you can do a little bit like this, but it should be fine actually. And is there enough grease on it? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, because it's just still covered in grease, so maybe I should put a little bit more. So my plan here is that I whip the eggs and I will make an omelette. If it tends to stick to this because I refuse to put more oil, which I easily could, or butter. If that plan doesn't work, I'm just gonna add in the onions and just make it all up and make it to scrambled eggs in case it doesn't work. If I was having guests and I wanted to make sure, I would add a little bit more butter. But let's see how it works without. Okay. So usually when I make an omelette, I fold it towards the middle. So that's why I will be placing my cheese. I will be placing the 8th wonders of the universe, truffle salsa. This is some heavy duty stuff, so it's kind of expensive per bottle, but look how much I'm using. I use very little. There we go. I will of course add some salt. And this is sea salt, or I think it's the same as kosher salt, I'm not sure. I will add some freshly ground pepper. Because why not? In my experience, it looks like a lot, but in my experience, you can almost never use too much pepper. Of course, don't exaggerate that and miss that understanding of it, but often it can take a lot of pepper actually, and it only makes the whole thing better. Alright, so I will also add in the onions. Okay, I think I overdid it a little bit with the onions. I mean, that's gonna be one thick omelet. But I love onions, and it's the only vegetable aside from the one garlic I'm gonna put in, so I should add a lot to it. Yeah, you see, I'm not a real chef. A real chef would just be like, put it in the sink. I'm way too thorough when it comes to that. I'm way too slow. But I'm not on a time schedule here. It's Sunday morning. I have time. So that's what I'm doing here slowly. Yeah, it works. See? Oh, yeah, okay. I broke it, but it doesn't stick, at least. Come on. You can do it. See, if I would have added more butter, it would just, I wouldn't have to pry it off. I didn't really pry it off, as you see. It didn't stick anywhere. But it would just slide around, as you probably saw in some of my other videos. And often what people say is like, oh, you use too much butter, you use too much oil. Okay, I admit it, the onion, they definitely soaked up the bacon fat. But if you cook an egg and you put butter or oil on it, if you realize how much you put on before you put on the eggs and how much that's left afterwards, it doesn't take up a lot of fat actually. So it's not that bad. See? One omelet down. hangovers. I blame my hangovers. They overdid it. They were like, you need to put everything in it. You need to overdo it. But look at this. I'm done. The pan is still alive and it's ready for a cleanup within long. Alright, I think I will make a separate video. So this is the video as of hangover omelette, let's call it that. And I will just make a short video of showing how to clean when there's gooey stuff connected to it. Oh yeah, the bacon, we forgot that. Can you hear this? That's bacon. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, let me just, isn't that what you've been waiting for? Cheese, the Gouda cheese. Come on, this is so good. Alright, happy Sunday, guys. Ask questions. I like to get questions in the comment section. I like to try and help out. I'm not saying my way is the only way, right way. I'm just saying based on my experience what works for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave some comments. Is it too long? I don't think I'll generally will make that long videos, but yeah, if you criticize me, be constructive about it, and I will try and see if it's something worth listening to. Alright, see you.